Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Tanvi Taneja, coming up in the next 30 minutes. India and Japan hold the 15th annual summit in Tokyo amid push for deeper ties, important joint declarations on security, critical minerals, joint crediting system, digital partnership and lunar exploration signed. India is a springboard for Japanese businesses to the global south, says Prime Minister Modi at the India-Japan Economic Forum. Adds the combination of Japanese technology and Indian talent can lead the tech revolution of the century. Thailand's youngest Prime Minister, Paetongtarn Shinawatra, sacked by Constitutional Court over ethics violation. Her term ends after just over a year in office. On National Sports Day, in the memory of legendary hockey player Major Dhyan Chand, India clinched a dramatic 4-3 win against China in the Hockey Men's Asia Cup 2025 in Rajgir, Bihar. The 15th annual India and Japan summit was held in Tokyo today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his Japanese counterpart Shigeru Ishiba chaired the summit. The annual summit between India and Japan represents the highest level dialogue mechanism that exists between the two countries, and it drives the agenda of the India-Japan Special Strategic and Global Partnership. India and Japan exchanged agreements on the sidelines of its 15th annual summit. These include a detailed joint statement, long-term vision document on bilateral relations, and joint declaration on India-Japan security cooperation. Other agreements signed included Memorandum of Cooperation on the Japan-India Digital Partnership 2.0, Joint Declaration of Intent on Clean Hydrogen and Ammonia, Memorandum of Cooperation on Mineral Resources, Memorandum of Cooperation on the Joint Crediting Mechanism, and implementation agreement on lunar polar exploration mission.
आज हमने अपनी स्पेशल स्ट्रेटेजिक एंड ग्लोबल पार्टनरशिप में एक नए और सुनहरे अध्याय की मजबूत नींव रखी है। हमने अगले दशक के लिए एक रोड मैप बनाया है। हमारे विजन के केंद्र में इन्वेस्टमेंट, इनोवेशन, इकोनॉमिक सिक्योरिटी, एनवायरनमेंट, टेक्नोलॉजी, हेल्थ, मोबिलिटी, पीपल टू पीपल एक्सचेंजेस एंड स्टेट प्रीफेक्चर पार्टनरशिप, ये प्रमुख बातें हैं। हमने अगले 10 वर्षों में जापान से भारत में 10 ट्रिलियन येन निवेश का लक्ष्य निर्धारित किया है।
So addressing the joint meet, Prime Minister Modi said that India and Japan laid the foundation of a new and golden chapter in their special strategic and global partnership. It was announced that to further deepen economic ties, Japan will invest 10 trillion yen in India. Prime Minister Modi said that bilateral relations have expanded steadily in scope and ambition over the last decade. Prime Minister also reiterated India and Japan's united stand on free, open and rules-based Indo-Pacific.
भारत और जापान एक फ्री, ओपन, पीसफुल, प्रॉस्परस एंड रूल्स बेस्ड इंडो पैसिफिक के प्रति पूरी तरह से प्रतिबद्ध है। आतंकवाद और साइबर सिक्योरिटी को लेकर हमारी चिंताएं समान है। डिफेंस और मैरीटाइम सिक्योरिटी से हमारे साझे हित जुड़े हुए हैं। हमने निर्णय किया है कि डिफेंस इंडस्ट्री और इनोवेशन के क्षेत्र में आपसी सहयोग को और सशक्त किया जाएगा।
Addressing the joint meet, Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba called for more high-skilled talent from India for the growth of the Japanese economy.
Indian STEM talents are highly competent, but the Indian students coming to Japan to study are less than 2,000. We need more high-skilled talents from India for the growth of Japanese economy and for the vitalization of the local communities.
The two countries have agreed an exchange of 500,000 personnel in 5 years, including 50,000 skilled personnel and potential talent from India to Japan.
I'm happy to share that the two sides today concluded an important action plan on human resource exchange, which sets a headline number of two-way exchange of people of 500,000 over the next 5 years, including 50,000 skilled and semi-skilled personnel from India to Japan.
Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri said that India and Japan have decided to advance cooperation across 8 pillars. These include economic security, mobility, technology and innovation, health, and more.
Both leaders today exchanged the joint vision for the next decade. This is a 10-year strategic roadmap in economic and functional cooperation between the two sides. This happens to be the 8th decade of our diplomatic ties, and in order to give new vigor to the relationship, both governments have decided to advance cooperation across 8 pillars. And these pillars are economic relations, economic security, mobility, ecological sustainability, technology and innovation, health, people-to-people exchanges, and partnerships between Indian states and Japanese prefectures.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi began his 2-day Japan visit with attending the India-Japan Economic Forum in Tokyo. Speaking at the forum, Prime Minister Narendra Modi explained ties with Japan, which are strategic, powered by economic logic. He said that India is the springboard for Japanese businesses in the global south.
India and Japan's partnership is strategic and smart, powered by economic logic. We have turned shared interest into shared prosperity. India is the springboard for Japanese businesses to the global south. Together, we will shape the ASEAN century, Asian century for stability.
Earlier, Prime Minister Modi received a rousing welcome with a cultural performance from the Indian diaspora in Tokyo. Prime Minister Modi acknowledged the performers with appreciation and exchange of smiles there. Indian diaspora shared their experiences on meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Listen in.
It was a very exciting meeting, and I could talk to him, I could shake a hand with him, and I am considering myself very fortunate.
The way he's connecting people, it's amazing. I'm very inspired by his personality.
It was very nice meeting the Prime Minister Modi today, and it's a very important time between India and Japan.
It's a lifetime moment. It's like a dream come true. I'm just have a goosebumps when see Modi ji in front of me. It's really, really very good moment of my life.
Wonderful, marvelous, and very exhilarating.
It felt very good to meet Modi ji in Japan.
It felt good to meet him, and I got his Ashirwad also. And the India's and Japan's relationship are really good. I hope it continues. Jai Hind.
India and Japan have historically enjoyed very great diplomatic and cultural relations, and Modi ji is the epitome of all that. And I think he's going to take India to even greater heights on the global platform. We are very honored to have met him and gotten his Ashirwad today. Jai Hind.
Japanese dignitaries also called on Prime Minister Modi in Tokyo, chairman of the Japan-India Association, and the former Prime Minister of Japan, Yoshihide Suga, met Prime Minister Modi. The two leaders spoke about the many dimensions of India-Japan cooperation and how it can be further deepened. Their discussions covered how to build closer collaboration, including in technology, AI, trade, investment, and beyond. Further, Prime Minister Modi also met former Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, terming him as a great advocate of closer India-Japan relations. Prime Minister Modi said that the discussions were related to the progress in bilateral partnership across trade, critical technologies, and human resource mobility. Both the leaders also discussed the vast potential in emerging areas such as technology and semiconductors. Prime Minister Modi held a wonderful meeting with Speaker Fukushiro Nukaga and a group of members of Parliament from Japan. They discussed the strong and friendly relations between India and Japan, with a special focus on parliamentary exchanges, human resource development, cultural exchanges, and cooperation across key sectors, including economy, health, mobility partnership, AI, science, technology, and more. Chief priest of Shorinzan Darumaji Temple, Rev Seishi Hirose, presented Daruma doll to the Prime Minister. The Daruma is an iconic cultural symbol and souvenir of Japan. It is modelled after Bodhidharma, the founder of Zen Buddhism. They are known as a symbol of perseverance and good luck, often used to represent setting and achieving goals. The tradition involves filling Daruma's one eye when a goal is set and the other eye when the goal is achieved. It also symbolizes the virtue of never giving up. Its rounded bottom makes it pop back up when tipped over. Talking about the Daruma and its connection with India, it is based on Bodhidharma, an Indian monk from Kanchipuram, known in Japan as Daruma Daishi. It is believed that Bodhidharma meditated for 9 years continuously, facing a wall with his limbs folded. That is why the Daruma doll has a peculiar rounded shape with no limbs and no eyes. And now we take a look at other stories making news across the world. Hundreds gathered in Jakarta on Friday to mourn Afan Kurniawan, a ride-sharing driver killed by a police vehicle during protests near Parliament. Kurniawan, not involved in the demonstrations, was struck while police dispersed crowds protesting lawmakers' pay and education funding. President Prabowo Subianto expressed condolences and has ordered a full investigation into the incident. Japan's Tokyo Toy Show is drawing crowds with over 35,000 innovative products, including AI-powered toys that even have the ability to provide life advice. With rising demand from both kids and adults also being kids at heart, Japan's toy sales hit a record 1.1 trillion yen this year. This figure has been reported to be the highest in the last 2 decades for the toy industry. A toxic algal bloom off South Australia's Fleurieu Peninsula. It has turned beaches from places of relaxation into zones of concern. Locals report coughing, skin irritation and breathing issues, while experts warn of short-term health effects. The ongoing bloom is also causing stress and anxiety in coastal communities. You're watching DD India Live, still to come on the show. White House says Trump is not happy with Russian blitz on Kiev, approves $825 million missile sale to Ukraine. Russia says Macron, the French president, crossed line of decency by calling Vladimir Putin an ogre. And 64th edition of the Subrata Cup ends with a thrilling final and a grand celebration in New Delhi.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games.
In conflict now, White House has said that US President Donald Trump is not happy with Russian strike on Ukrainian capital Kiev. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt in a press briefing said that Trump was unhappy but not surprised by the deadly strikes on Kiev.
He was not happy about this news, but he was also not surprised. These are two countries that have been at war for a very long time. Russia launched this attack on Kyiv, and likewise, Ukraine recently dealt a blow to Russia's oil refineries. They have taken out, as a matter of fact, 20% of Russia's oil refinery capacity over the course of their attacks throughout the month of August. So the president is continuing to watch this intently, and this killing, unfortunately, will continue as long as the war continues, which is why the president wants it to end. And that's why he's worked harder than anyone to end this war.
The US State Department approved a potential sale of air-launched cruise missiles and related equipment to Ukraine for an estimated $825 million. The potential sale of 3,350 extended-range attack munition missiles include GPS guidance kits and electronic warfare defenses for the weapons. The package also includes support equipment, mission planning software, spares and technical support. Kiev will make the purchase with funding from Denmark, the Netherlands and Norway and a loan guarantee from the United States. The proposed sale will improve Ukraine's capability to meet the current and future threats by further equipping it to conduct self-defense and regional security missions. Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova commented on French President Emmanuel Macron's statement about Russian President Vladimir Putin. Zakharova told reporters in Moscow that Macron constantly made strange statements that crossed the line of decency, especially when he called Vladimir Putin an ogre at our gates. Macron, who made the comment in an interview last week, has been the target of frequent Russian criticism because of his support for Ukraine. The Trump administration has ended Secret Service protection for former Vice President Kamala Harris, whose extended security coverage expired on July 21st. The extension had been granted by former President Joe Biden after Harris lost the 2024 election to Donald Trump. The move comes amid broader efforts by President Trump to target political opponents, including stripping security clearances and cutting federal funding to certain institutions. You're watching DD India Live. On to some sporting action now. India today celebrates National Sports Day with grandeur and enthusiasm, from paying tribute to hockey wizard Major Dhyan Chand to unveiling world-class sports infrastructure. The day showcased the nation's commitment to nurturing champions of tomorrow. On the occasion, Union Sports Minister Mansukh Mandavia joined athletes and youth in reaffirming India's commitment to a stronger sporting future.
New Delhi witnessed a grand celebration of National Sports Day 2025, marked with tributes, sporting events and infrastructural boosts for athletes. The day began at the National Stadium, where Union Sports Minister Mansukh Mandavia paid floral tribute to hockey wizard Major Dhyan Chand, in whose honor the day is celebrated. Later, the spotlight shifted to Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium, which hosted the central celebrations. The event was graced by eminent athletes including Deven Jhajaria, अंजू बॉबी जॉर्ज, सुमित अंतिल एंड प्रवीण कुमार।
मोदी जी ने फिर से देश में एक स्पोर्ट्स स्पिरिट डेवलप हो, हमारी विरासत से प्रेरणा लेकर देश को एक अग्रिम तबक्के में स्पोर्ट्स सेक्टर में ले जाने के लिए देश में खेलो इंडिया मुहिम चलाई, देश में फिट इंडिया मुहिम चलाई, देश में बेस्ट स्पोर्ट्स इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलप हो, इस दिशा में कार्य चालू करा। देश में एलिट एथलीट के लिए टारगेटेड ओलंपिक पोडियम स्कीम चालू करी। दोस्तों, स्पोर्ट्स सेक्टर में रिफॉर्म करते हुए देश में एक बेस्ट स्पोर्ट्स पॉलिसी यानी कि खेलो भारत नीति लास्ट महीने में घोषित करी गई और चौथा रिफॉर्म के रूप में आपने अभी लास्ट पार्लियामेंट सेशन में स्पोर्ट्स गवर्नेंस बिल पारित करके देश को आने वाले 10 साल में दुनिया के 1 से 10वें क्रम में एक स्पोर्टिंग नेशन के रूप में देखने के लिए अपना संकल्प को सिद्ध करने की दिशा में कार्य करा।
On this occasion, Sports Minister inaugurated a newly installed Mondo track at the stadium. Known as the official surface of the Olympics and other major events, Mondo track is designed to enhance athlete performance and reduce injury risk.
I look at this track as a fantastic investment that India has made in their athletes. Not just the athletes of this generation, but the athletes who will be inspired in the next generation to see the performances that happen next month.
Adding to the significance of the day, Sports Minister also met 5 houses of the Sports Authority of India, each named after veteran athletes as a tribute to their legacy. Various sporting events and activities were organized at the JLN Stadium to honor Major Dhyan Chand's unmatched contribution to Indian sports. Sports Minister himself participated in the sporting events organized by Sports Authority of India to create awareness about fitness and sport. National Sports Day is not just a tribute to a sporting legend, but also a reflection of India's growing commitment to building a stronger sporting ecosystem. Narayan Singh's report for DD India, Delhi.
So in a fitting tribute to Major Dhyan Chand in the Hockey Asia Cup, Team India began their campaign with a thrilling 4-3 win over China in their Pool A match at Rajgir in Bihar. Indian captain Harmanpreet Singh bagged a hat-trick despite missing a penalty stroke, and Jugraj Singh scored once to lead India to victory. Underdogs China pushed India to the limit, first taking an early 1-0 lead and then bouncing back from 3-1 down to tie it at 3-3. It's the ideal start for hosts India, who will be aiming to win the Asia Cup and clinch direct qualification to the FIH Hockey World Cup. The 64th edition of the Subrata Cup ended with a thrilling final and a grand celebration in New Delhi on Thursday. Team Betkuchi High School from Assam emerged victorious by 3-1 over West Bengal's Nandajhar Adibashi Pashile High School. In an exclusive conversation with DD India's Mehraj Singh, Group Captain and Honorary Secretary General of Subrata Cup Gajanand Yadav and Chief Coordinator of Subrata Cup SS Dhankar shed light on how tournaments like these help nurture young talent.
We are at the B.R. Ambedkar Stadium where the final of the Subrata Cup 64th edition is taking place between Assam and West Bengal, and to shed more light on this, we have Mr. Gajanand Yadav, the Honorary Secretary of the Subrata Cup, and the Chief Coordinator, Mr. S.S. Dhankar. So sir, talking about Subrata Cup, how has the tournament been so far and how you see these players participating?
See, the tournament started almost 60 years back. This time we are conducting 64th edition. That speaks about the legacy of this tournament and the craze in the country. The young generation is doing amazing.
Tournaments like Subrata Cup where young athletes are getting a platform to shine. How do you think these tournaments, especially domestic tournaments as well, help these little stars gain some exposure and as well as prepare them for international competitions?
See, this tournament gives a platform to the young generation. The motto of the tournament is encouraging football at grassroots level. So we pick up the good players, talented players from the grassroots. They come and compete over here. Last year, one of our team went all the way to France to participate in Indo-French competition. And I feel proud to say that they stood third in that competition. Means Subrata is putting up heart and soul to encourage football in this country.
We have got IFF members who are scouting and assessing all the players, and hopefully we will find many of new players who will be selected for upcoming national tournaments and international awards.
So as we see, these tournaments like Subrata Cup are helping young athletes get a platform to shine and also prepare them for international tournaments. No matter which team wins, all participants are adding to the shine of the tournament. With cameraman Naveen Singh, this is Mehraj Singh for DD India, Delhi.
That's all for this edition of DD India Live. Do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. Connect with us on our different social media handles at DD India Live. And you can also download our DD India mobile app for quick news and updates on the go. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Tanvi Taneja from all of us here in New Delhi. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.